welcome back to my channel. My name is Florence, a black woman living in Germany who loves reading. Today I want to share with you, as you have seen on my thumbnail, hopefully, my February reads. So we are just like 2 hours away from the end of February, and finally I'm done with reading for this month. I have 2 more books that I'm currently reading, but I don't think I'm going to finish them in the next 2 hours. So I just said, let me post about the ones that I read in February. February was a really great reading month for me. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I didn't feel pressured. Okay, I did, but I'm happy that I kept to my pace and only read what I wanted to and when I wanted to. So that I didn't have there was no challenge or an amount of books that I wanted to read that I had to. So I just read at my own pace, and I'm so happy about that. So let's start with from worst to best, I think. Somehow, let me just start. This is The Havoc of Choice by Wanjiru Koinange. This book, the writer is Kenyan. Probably you can't see, but she's a Kenyan writer. This book, I think I saw it on Instagram, going around on Instagram, maybe last year, and got it also last year. It wasn't available as an audiobook, so I got the physical copy. I usually go for audiobooks first because I have Audible, and then if I love the book, then I'll get the physical copy. But if it's not available as a physical book, as an audiobook, then I get the physical copy. It's a book about corruption. It talks about corruption, betrayal, and love and loss that happens in Kenya in 2007. That was the election time, and then after the elections, there was violence after the elections. So it follows the story of Kavata, who is the main character. She's a woman, so we get to hear about her past because she's the daughter of a politician, and then her normal life when she gets married and she has kids, and how politics infiltrates into her life and the things that happen after. I gave it a 3-star because I was in Kenya in 2007, and I found the book it felt like she picked she picked different articles from newspapers, or like she's a journalist who picks up stories and try to make them into a novel. I didn't love it. I didn't love it. It wasn't for me. I have to say that it wasn't for me. So that's a 3-star. The next book that I got is Afterlives by Abdul Razak Gurna. This is a book that I got from our local library. And it's a book, actually it's a Nobel Prize winner. Abdul Razak Gurna is a Nobel Prize winner. He's a Tanzanian, but he lives in Great Britain. I wanted to say Gross Britannia. Great Britain. And it follows the story of three main characters, 2 boys and a girl, as they grapple with the invasion of the Germans into Tanzania. It's set in the early 1900s when the Germans came into the country and colonized Tanzania. Of course, we are also told about all the other countries that also came and shared Africa like a piece of cake. Nobody asked them to come. They just came, and it really hurts when I was reading about how the German colonizers were telling the Tanzanians, "Oh, we have come to civilize you." Like, who asked you? Who needed civilization? Who? Oh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading it because I felt like finally we need to hear about colonization from the people who were colonized, from the Africans who were colonized, their point of view, you know? Because in history, when reading history books, we only hear about, you know, it's written by the colonizers. So it was nice reading about the lives of the Africans who were living peacefully, having their best life before their countries were invaded and occupied, and what they went through. So I really enjoyed this book. He also has some more books. I'm going to check my library if they have other books from him. A friend of mine told me they'd read a book by him and it was so good. And I also read online that he'll be coming to Germany for the, is it the Ruhr Festival? I'm not so sure. There's a festival that's happening in May in Cologne that is coming for. So I don't know. I'll try my best if I can go for the event. Very good. A very important book. Very important. There's an African proverb that I felt like really encompassed what this book is. Till the lion tells the story, the hunter will always be the hero. That's exactly what this book is. The lion is finally telling it's the story after the hunter tells it in his own way. 4-star for me. Really, I would recommend it. The next book is Black Cake by Charmaine Wilkerson. Amazing book. 5-star. I gave it a 5-star. It's a story about a family drama where the matriarch of the family passes away, and she leaves a letter or a series of letters and audio recording of herself for her children and a piece of black cake as inheritance to her children. And in the audio recording and in the letters, she talks to them, tells them about her life, and they get to find out about her parents, about her life, a lot of things that they did not know. And there's also a murder inside the story. So there's a mix of emotions, a lot of emotions, family, relationships. She talks about racism. She talks about migration, the people moving into the diaspora, culture, how culture moves with people. And I love that the book has like questions at the end where you can, like, for discussion purposes. And also in the story, because it's black cake, it's over focused, overexposed. The recipe for the black cake. I really enjoyed it. Definitely a 5-star. Another 5-star. I told you February was a good reading month. 5-star is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. This is an amazing book. Just look at the cover. Aren't black women beautiful? I really love the cover. The book, 10 over 10. 10 across all boards. It's a book about hope, healing. Starts with, it's a romance, first of all. I love it. A romance. It's a story about a couple, Josiah and Yasmin, who go through a tragedy together, and this tragedy tears them apart. It tears them apart, and somehow they still have to see each other. And it's a second chance romance novel. So it just, of course, you now know that they get back together, but it just tells us a story about what happened and as how they try to find healing. And it deals with loss and hope. I loved it. And the writer really brought into foreground, in front. She really gave therapy like a a pedestal, on a pedestal, to show just how important therapy is in all relationships, the relationships with ourselves and relationships with our loved ones. I loved it. I really, really enjoyed it. 5-star for me. And last but not least, a classic. If you haven't read this book, please, please, please run and get it. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I don't know, what was I doing with my life before I read this? I enjoyed it. It's a book about two sisters, Celie and Nettie, who just shows, it's a book about family ties that can never be broken, and in a good way. There's some trauma here. There's migration involved. There's love, queer love, which I really, really love that the writer also brought into the story. It's a good book. It's a classic. We all know Alice Walker. It's a timeless classic. I had to read it because I wanted to go watch the film. And I was not disappointed. This is a book that, should be recommended for everyone. It's a series of letters written between the sisters. It's just amazing. It's a bit difficult to read because Celie wasn't, how do you call it, literate. But so I listened to it, but I had to get the physical copy because this is a book everyone needs to have. Really awesome. And let me just show you. This is the paperback version. Look at this. It's so beautiful, isn't it? And look. I love it. I really do. It's please get it. Please read it. Please watch the film. 5/5, 10/10, 5 stars for me. Yeah, so those are the books that I read this month. February was an amazing reading month, and I'm looking forward to March. Which books have you read? Share with me. I'd love to find out. Thank you so much. If you're listening to this on my podcast, thank you. And you can watch it on YouTube. Thank you so much. And see you next time. Bye-bye.